Good evening and welcome to the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. I hope you have a very enjoyable and successful evening and welcome to the first 2012 Awards for Responsible Capitalism. I'm very sorry not to be with you this evening. I had for a long time hoped to be with you this evening, but you'll understand that many unexpected events intrude into the life of the Foreign Secretary. Now a meeting has been called of all the foreign ministers of the European Union and the Arab League in Cairo. Most of my colleagues are going to that, and with the situation in Syria to discuss, I think you will understand that I have to be there. And so regretfully I'm not with you this evening, but I want to urge you on and encourage you in everything that you do. I'm very grateful first for all the work that you do, the special reports that you do on the occasion of major visits to the United Kingdom, and of the Prime Minister's overseas visits, the booklet you put together of my own speeches after my first year in office. I much appreciate these important contributions to discussion of foreign policy. It's been an amazingly busy 2 years, 2.5 years, the first half of this Parliament in foreign affairs. I'm sure you've all noticed that. My expectation is that the next half of this Parliament will be even busier in foreign affairs on current trends, given the crisis in the Eurozone, the situation in the Middle East, the continued events of the Arab Spring. And of course, a large part of our job in the Foreign Office is to deal with crises of these kinds, to make sure that our country is making the right judgments, that we're safeguarding the national interest of the United Kingdom. But it's a very important part of our job to do quite a lot more than that. On top of the crises of each particular day and week, to be pursuing a steady, long-term vision of extending our country's influence and supporting our country's prosperity. And I'm very grateful for all the support that so many of you have given for that. I'm determined, as you know, that the Foreign Office will be a stronger institution for the future, that we will have the best diplomatic service in the world, and we're increasing our language training. Next year I will reopen the language school here in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. We're opening new embassies and consulates, 19 of them in total, particularly in Latin America, in Africa, in Southeast Asia, in rapidly growing markets around the world. And this is it's largely to ensure that we've got the means of economic revival, of expanding our exports and our investments around the world, of encouraging good inward investment into the UK. I believe the world has changed economically in the last 10 years, that an important transition now has to be made by Western countries, that some will make that transition and some will really struggle with it. And the changes the government's bringing into the education system, the welfare system, are fundamental to making that transition. But so is foreign policy, so is the work of our embassies. It is by the expansion of exports, by the expansion of our role in the world as a great trading nation in the world, that we can ensure our own economic revival and success, as well as raise the living standards of people in many other parts of the world as well. So from the Prime Minister down, we have put a new energy into promoting trade and investment. It's something that we do with virtually every country that we deal with, and I'm delighted by the positive welcome from business for that, and by the real zeal that our embassies are putting into this. They have responded very well to this message. We want to know from you what works and what doesn't work. We need your assistance in knowing where we should be asking for markets to be opened, for business to be promoted, for contracts to be signed. British ministers across the board should be supporting British business, and that is a prime theme for us here in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. So thank you, I hope, for your support in that. I hope you have a great evening, and I wish you all tremendous success in your businesses over the coming year. Thank you very much indeed.